The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
Hello and welcome to another edition of TVWAN News. I'm Carol Kidu Jr. In this edition, PNG leans towards clean energy, new Porgera Limited declares dividend, and weightlifters bag gold for PNG. As talks around climate change intensifies globally, with countries looking to shift to the use of clean energy in the next 20 years, PNG must harvest its oil and gas reserves within this time frame in order to gain from it. Prime Minister James Marape left for the U.S. today in pursuit of this, where he will meet with executives of energy giant ExxonMobil to discuss outstanding LNG projects like the Papua LNG, Pinyang and Wildebeest, so these projects can be developed and resources harvested. The Prime Minister will also meet with Newmont's executives to discuss the mining development contract for Wafi-Golpu.
PNG has huge energy reserves that need to be tapped into, developed and sold before the world moves to clean energy. And in order to achieve this, Prime Minister James Marape is taking a strategic approach to ensure these reserves are harvested before the demand drops, thus reducing the profitability and value of these resources.
We want to, as a country, our oil and gas resource in our country, the next 20 years, we want to progress. I am not a prophet, but trust me on this one. Technology and science is emerging. If we don't harvest from our resources in 20 years, the world would have migrated to a clean energy. That conversation is raging as we speak. Cleaner energy options are being looked at. There is no other use for our gas and oil. It's purely for energy, petroleum products and electricity, as well as other byproducts of petroleum, like fertilizers and etc. But the world is conscious on shifting towards cleaner energy, and in 20 years' time from today, write this down, the world will see oil and gas from the context of fossil fuels with carbon footprint. And when they see this, your gas will be redundant anymore, just like today the world sees coal in a negative sense. So the government has, as part of our strategic interest, whilst our forest is maintained, we harvest from our gas in the next 20 years at the earliest.
His visit to the U.S. will include discussions with ExxonMobil to progress outstanding energy projects in the country.
My trip in the U.S. will meet with ExxonMobil. I will synchronize conversations around Papua, Pinyang, and Wildebeest LNGs. ExxonMobil is a substantial investor in our country, a good corporate citizen, and in the context, based on the success of PNG LNG, it is in our strategic pursuit to make sure Papua LNG is progressed. We then, after Papua, the construction migrates to Pinyang, and after Pinyang, we're looking at migrating that construction also to Wildebeest.
Marape also acknowledged the investment made by Total Energy in the Papua LNG project. Total is also involved in deep-sea exploration in the Mailu area of Abao district.
I want to also comment Total. Total's spending over $100 million this year on exploration, deep-sea exploration in a field called Mailu Field, somewhere in between Gulf and, Millen Bay and Central. That's an exciting field in that part of our country. It's another prospect also emerging, a prospect called Mama Barope project. These are some possible seismic has indicated some resource lying offshore.
While in the U.S., Marape will also meet with Newmont executives to discuss the Wafi Golpu mining development contract with the aim of gaining about 55% of the stake in this project.
Whether it's royalty, equity, or levies or other earnings like tax, we always want to get at minimum at 55%. And so those exchanges are going, it's not easier. Sometimes good things take time to negotiate.
The Prime Minister says this agreement and other resource agreements are entered into on a 40-year contract basis, and it is vital to get it right in the first place before parties sign on it. Ruth Rungula, TVWAN News.
The new Porgera Limited has declared a 330 million kina dividend, about $80 million in its first quarter of operations. It has paid over 200 million kina in corporate tax to the government, highlighting NPL's contribution to the national economy in terms of revenue generation for public services and development projects. Prime Minister James Marape, before departing overseas official duties this morning, said the performance of NPL in the first quarter reflects a significant milestone for the company and its stakeholders.
Prime Minister James Marape has commended new Porgera Limited for its outstanding performance in the first quarter of 2025. He highlighted the company as a model for responsible resource development and equitable partnerships in Papua New Guinea. NPL's first quarter report shows that the company poured 84,800 ounces of gold, successfully delivering on its operational budget. This was achieved alongside the connection of the critical Mulitaka Bypass Road, demonstrating the company's commitment to overcoming logistical and infrastructure challenges. Marape explained that in just one quarter, NPL has declared 330 million kina in dividends and paid 201.7 million kina as corporate tax.
We want to get a fair return for our people. If the people get it fair, they protect the resources, and the resource blesses the companies and blesses the country. I want to say thank you to Mr. Bristow and his team at Barrick and Sinjit. They are 49% owners. We are 51% owners. We all both pay our tax, and the dividend in time will be split in this proportion going forward. And so, what a wonderful story that has emerged out of Porgera.
The payment of corporate tax to the government highlights NPL's contribution to the national economy, particularly in terms of revenue generation for public services and development projects. Dividends such as these can enhance investor confidence and support the company's stock value while also providing financial benefits to shareholders. The tax payment reinforces the company's commitment to compliance and its role in contributing to the government's fiscal strategy.
I look forward at the current gold price. In 3 years' time, 4 years' time, we should be in a place for Kumul to be receiving dividend. At the moment, New Porgera Limited chairperson is our Kumul MD. Mr. Sarimo is the chairperson of New Porgera Limited. This is tax coming back to us.
Marape further described the early success of the restructured Porgera mine as a major national achievement and a testament to the government's policy of securing greater value from the country's natural resources. Freddie Mo, TVWAN News.
Meantime, Prime Minister James Marape also called on landowners, the Enga provincial government, and all stakeholders to work closely with the Minister for Mining, Rainbow Paita, to finalize the Community Development Agreement. He also appealed to the energy sector to assist in power supply solutions as gas reserves at Santos Heights decline, stressing the need for coordinated national support to ensure ongoing production.
The rest of us goes back. We will complete the mine community benefit sharing, CDAs, Community Development Agreement very soon. As we complete this, we'll pass on the 15% of that $18 million will be kept in escrow. We will let you know what the 15% value is. And once you have fully agreed, whatever goes to Enga province goes to Enga, and whatever goes to Glenmines goes to Glenmines. So it's a wonderful story coming out. For me, to the Wafi Gold Millennials, James Marape and John Rosso and my current leaders, we are in the business of negotiating good negotiations, so that you get to benefit better. And if it is delayed, I don't want to sign over a 40-year agreement that makes us lose out in the long run. We want to sign it up well, so that we stand to benefit, like Porgera today you see.
Chickens are back in stock in shops in Port Moresby following a week of low stock due to a delay in shipment from Lae to Port Moresby. The Agriculture Minister and his team will go to Lae tomorrow on a fact-finding mission to establish facts and work on how this can be corrected in the future.
Yeah, it's not the supply. Supply is okay. It's just that we had the breakdown of the vessel and a delay for 1 week. That's why the supply in city was short. So 40 containers of frozen chicken has arrived in the city. About 345,500.
West New Britain's sea cucumber industry marked a major milestone as Chinese-owned company Marigold Limited presented over 232,000 kina in export profits to the provincial government. The payment represents 20% of the company's revenue from 5 successful exports in 2024. Marigold Limited has been operating in the province since its official launch in August 2022. It established a sea cucumber breeding facility in partnership with the provincial government and currently supports sea cucumber farming across 8 coastal locations, including Talasia, Kandran Coastal, Gasmata, Kaliakove, Bali Vitu, Hoskins, Senaka, and East Nakanai. The company raises and distributes sea cucumber seedlings to local farmers. Once matured, the harvest is bought back by Marigold for export to the Chinese market.
I think we did this one must one time government must work together, must making, because we like farming for sea cucumber now. Now only same fish, that's all, but other fishes too. Now have curry fish, it's okay. And the cottage fish too okay. And stonefish make it got to come out limit, but another fishes too. It got the mineral testing. It got maybe taking 10-20 days or 1 year, because maybe different no fit, no this one anytime, no this one. But we need try this one make other pitches. If other pitches make a good, this one good value now.
The company recorded export revenue totaling over 1.1 million kina in 2024. From this, it has now paid 232,659 kina 40 toya to the West New Britain provincial government under its existing Memorandum of Agreement. The MOA outlines an annual provincial government contribution of 500,000 kina over 4 years, which is due for review this year. Executive Manager for Fisheries Newell Sinaigawi praised the program's impact on rural livelihoods and fisheries sustainability, noting that sea cucumber farming provides income opportunities to many coastal families.
Continue with that partnership through our fisheries division. But overall, I'm thankful on behalf of our people of West New Britain, and I really wish that this activity grows, further, so many people can get involved in this Bislama business, so they can get their income.
The partnership between Marigold and the provincial government is expected to be renewed under improved terms, with stakeholders keen to build on current successes and expand aquaculture potential in the province. West New Britain Governor Sasindran Mutavale is urging greater inclusion of remote communities in fisheries development. following a dividend handover by sea cucumber exporter Marigold Limited. He says while areas like Hoskins and the North Coast are participating, rural districts such as Kandra and Gloucester must also benefit. He highlighted the province's unique achievement in pioneering artificial sea cucumber propagation in PNG. Mutavel also called for limited licensing and accurate reporting to ensure West New Britain receives its fair share of national support.
We should encourage all these activities, and I'm sure this blue economy is so huge. It worth billions of dollars. We should tap into this opportunity to engage our people into real fisheries activities, because we are just only scratching the surface. So there are huge opportunities available in this field. So we continuously encourage. Going forward in terms of partnership, we can directly partner with company. We can also directly assist through the company as to what do the farmers need, what do that fishermen need. You know, this woven or narapla one something lo halvi lo growing disla bislama artificially. So we should also able to procure and assist those farmers, which can also help company to expand to other areas.
This is TV1 News. After the break, PNG UOT celebrates the accreditation of its academic programs.
Hiya, Mama. You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magic kakaro, get up and big smile on face. Time for kimchi and a great kumutu. Sip, sip, the mumu, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste PNG loves.
Our journey starts with you. We'll be there from the start, right through to your life's adventures. We'll ensure comfort and make your safety our priority. We'll take you to memorable moments, no matter where it begins. And we'll get you there like we've always done. The 4th generation coaster bus, more than just a bus.
A quick favorite meal for the day does feel good. Snacks noodles is my choice for a simple meal. It is easy to prepare and fast to cook. And with a touch of flavor and ingredients, quality noodles that can be cooked and enjoyed in many different ways. You see, my whole family loves it. It's made here in PNG and comes in different pack sizes. Snacks noodles, tastier but you like it more.
Tell him shorty come get it in. Come grind on me, but met it in. Mommy get loose, get loose, get loose. Pepsi in my hand, ice cold, no excuse. I tell him who's gonna bring that groove down. Pepsi with the fresh sound. Tell him who's gonna bring that groove down. Pepsi with that fresh sound. Pepsi, give me some Pepsi, Pepsi, you like it? Pepsi, you like it? Pepsi,
Watch him highlight tonight, 8 p.m. on TVWAN.
Welcome back. The Waigani District Court today arraigned 2 suspended police officers and 3 civilians who were arrested and charged for having in possession of methamphetamine. They are Senior Inspector Hussein Potol, 33 years old, from Manus Province, First Constable Emmanuel Somon, 34 years old, from Enga Province. The 3 civilians are Japheth Warus, Rick Possing, and a female, Kaliandra Tau.
Police alleged that on Saturday, June 14, 2024, between 9 a.m. and 1 p.m., the defendants suspended Senior Constable Hussein Potol, First Constable Emmanuel Somon, and the 3 civilians, Japheth Warus, Rick Poisin, and Kaliandra Tau, were seen in a room at Marakele Lodge, Gardens in Port Moresby. On the set date, time, and place, police were informed that the defendants were causing noise and disturbing other occupants at the lodge. Upon receiving the information, about 4 different units of the police force went to the lodge and were escorted to the room. The police then searched the room and found illicit drug implements. About 4 glass pipes known as bonds, 13 glass lighters, and many small transparent plastic puzzles were found among them. The police forensic team, who attended the crime scene, confirmed the illicit substance to be methamphetamine. They were then taken to the Burqa police station and charged with a count each for having controlled substances, less than 10 kilograms of methamphetamine, as listed in Schedule 2 of the Controlled Substance Act 2021. Presiding Magistrate Tracy Ghani read out their charges and adjourned the matter to 21st July for a pre-trial conference. Meanwhile, in a statement, NCD Metropolitan Superintendent Warwick Simatab, while addressing the severe nature of police involvement, warned police officers who act as criminals in disguise in police uniform, informing them that the police force is too big for individual officers. Simatab said the police officers have been terminated from the police force and face court proceedings as civilians. Tracy Pa, TV1 News.
Science needs to influence government policies. Vice-Chancellor of the PNG University of Technology, Professor Ora Renagi, stressed on this during the opening of the 6th Pacific Islands University's Regional Network Conference. This is the first time the conference is hosted in Papua New Guinea.
The 6th Pacific Islands University's Regional Network Conference was officially opened yesterday at the PNG University of Technology in Lae, Morobe Province. 15 universities and nearly 200 delegates, comprising researchers, academics, and students, will be participating in the 3-day program set to end on July 3rd. Speaking on the theme Harnessing Technologies for the Safe and Sustainable Development of the Pacific, the host of the event, PNG UOT Vice-Chancellor Professor Ora Renagi, outlined the need to incorporate science into government policies.
Science to policy. Lots of science we will talk about this week. But to influence policy under the government so that changes are seen, the technology is transferred, the social science and the science are transferred to policy that will then begin the government to put in the resources and work on projects and developments.
Professor Renagi highlighted that the papers that will be presented in the 3-day conference are not academic exercises alone, but ideas with the potential to transform societies, empower communities, and safeguard our shared future.
Traditionally, universities have been viewed as centers of knowledge and knowledge generation and dissemination. However, in the 21st century, the universities must also be the hub of innovation and practical solutions. At the PNG University of Technology, I have a very simple motto. Standards of higher education is synonymous with higher standards of living. This is my greatest challenge as a Vice Chancellor of the University of Technology. I teach world-standard technology and science, very high standards of education. My challenge is to translate this technology and science to impact the livelihood of my people.
Additionally, Lae MP and Deputy Prime Minister John Rosso welcomed all international guests to Lae, expressing his delight that this is the first time the PIAN conference was brought to Papua New Guinea and is hosted in his electorate. He supported Professor Renagi's concept and described the conference theme as timely and visionary.
It invites us to explore how modern science and innovation can be integrated with our deep reservoirs of traditional knowledge to address issues such as climate change, biodiversity loss, ocean, health, education, food security, health, cultural preservation. Makes policies. All those policies need to be guided by information, need to be guided by facts, figures, research. Too often, sometimes governments make decisions without those appropriate partnerships or research information. And you sitting here today with all these minds and all that knowledge should not waste it. All these minds, knowledge, research, information, technology should be used to harness that information, that knowledge, and help support government to improve the lives of our people and our region and our countries as a whole.
Kamela Guare, TVWAN News, Lae.
The full international accreditation for all 5 engineering programs at the PNG University of Technology in Lae, Morobe Province, is a milestone for PNG's higher education sector. When congratulating PNG UOT, the Australian government outlined that this achievement underscores the strength of sustained partnership.
The Papua New Guinea University of Technology in Lae, Morobe Province marked a significant milestone on Monday, June 30th, when it celebrated the accreditation of all 5 of its academic programs under the Faculty of Engineering. The programs were accredited by Engineers Australia under the Washington Accord, effective 18th December 2024, an achievement described by the Australian Consul General Brenton Kanowski as a milestone for PNG's higher education sector. When extending the Australian government's warm congratulations to PNG UOT, Consul General Kanowski said this significant achievement underscores the strength of the Papua New Guinea-Australia Comprehensive Strategic and Economic Partnership. Australia provided targeted support through the Australia Awards Higher Education Program, offering capacity building, quality assurance mentoring, and peer review from Australian academic experts. These efforts assisted PNG UOT in meeting international benchmarks and partnering with the University of Queensland to elevate educational standards. Kanowski said the recognition provides PNG UOT graduates with world-class credentials, paving the way for strengthened academic exchanges, research collaboration, and workforce mobility, including study and career opportunities in Australia. The accredited engineering programs include Bachelor of Civil Engineering Honours, Bachelor of Electrical Engineering Honours, Bachelor of Mechanical Engineering Honours, Bachelor of Mining Engineering Honours, and Bachelor of Mineral Processing Engineering Honours. The full accreditation granted is for a term of 5 years. Kamela Guare, TVWAN News, Lae.
Minister for International Trade and Investment Richard Maru stated that Lae City has experienced significant and recurring power outages, leading to some to refer to it as the City of Blackouts. He encouraged PNG Ports Corporation, the key enablers of Lae's special economic zone to have adequate infrastructure to be a special economic zone.
Lae City, which some refer to as the Blackout City, is something PNG Ports needs to work on to have Lae become a special economic zone. Minister for International Trade and Investment Richard Maru encouraged and noted that PNG Ports Corporation, the key enablers of the Lae SEZ, to have adequate infrastructure for it to be an SEZ.
So we are excited about your SEZ. We are ready to support you. We are ready to give the fiscal incentives provided you've got all the utilities, including power, and you're ready. Lae is probably the blackout capital of Papua New Guinea. So I want to stress to your chairman and to yourself, CEO, to have an SEZ, you must have reliable power, and you need to factor that in your plan. Because most people will come into your SEZ if they know they can be guaranteed power every day instead of the constant blackouts in Lae. So that's something for the board and your management to think about.
According to the World Bank, for a city to effectively function as a special economic zone, it requires robust infrastructure. This includes reliable electricity and water supply, efficient transportation links, reliable telecommunications, and adequate waste management systems. These elements are crucial for supporting industrial activities, attracting investment, and ensuring the smooth operation of businesses within the SEZ.
It'll be difficult for us to attract investors when there's constant blackout in Lae. So you need to think about how you can be more attractive by saying you provide reliable power, you provide water, you provide sewage, your SEZ has got all the utilities. I've been to many SEZs around the world. They don't depend on the power utility. They provide their own water, power, and sewage. So I want to challenge the board and management to think about this. How do you make it more attractive? Because we will certainly give the incentives.
With Lae becoming a special economic zone, it will become an economic hub with increased investment, job creation, and improved infrastructure, but it will also require careful planning to manage social and environmental impacts. Jasmine Erojak, TVWAN News.
Plans to have a smelter in the Lae Economic Zone is underway, according to Minister for International Trade and Investment Richard Maru. A smelter is an industrial facility used to process mineral ore into pure metal or metal alloys. Maru said this would be good for processing PNG copper. The process is called smelting, and it's a key part of the metal production process, especially for metals like iron, copper, lead, zinc, silver, and gold. Minister Maru stated that key enablers for Lae SEZ are PNG Ports Corporation. He said that Lae must have reliable utilities like power, water, and sewage to be viable as a special economic zone.
The possibility of a downstream processing facility like a smelter. Why shouldn't we process all our copper in Papua New Guinea? If the Indonesians can do it, why can't we do it? And Lae Port is a potential port for this facility. And I'll be working within government to get a study done, and hopefully with a smelter from another country to see whether it's viable for us to have one in Lae, and in particular within UHZ.
And now for the finance news. The kina closed unchanged at $0.2427 US in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2351 US, $0.3544 Australian dollars, $0.1913 euro, and 33.46 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, coffee and crude oil closed lower, gold, cocoa, and copper closed higher, and palm oil closed the day unchanged. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, the ASX closed lower, and all ordinaries closed lower as well. TV1 News continues when we return. Stay tuned.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo in milk taste and added nutrients, Milo in milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG e Mia. Prime PNG made.
Rohan, really messing with your game. Time to sweep him out of the room. Or maybe not.
Ding bang ding, ding ding bang, bam bam bang, ding bang ding, bam bam.
For Simon, life is simple. Dreams seem distant, yet hope remains. One ticket, one dream. Simon's world changed forever. Yes! From small dreams to big possibilities. The One-Top Jackpot is here for everyone. Win big every day.
Rugby league is a powerful force that unites Papua New Guinea and develops our youth. Through partnerships with the PNG LNG Kumals, Grassroots Rugby League and Justin Olam, we aim to instill skills to last a lifetime.
I'm community blue. When it's on you walk him, I'm a come up community. You must all community.
When we invest in people, we invest in tomorrow's possibilities.
Baby, you belong na miss na me blonde highlands. Custom no one kind but me yet like him na miss. Me no mangi na miss, but me pull up and no car. Me a post a god of the so talking worry. Me but post a car no more of best day. Me go find him lewa, don't miss the place today.
Welcome back. Reports of mismanagement of government funds by teachers posted to remote schools on the peripheries of Porgera district in Medang and Angoramini Sipik provinces recently prompted a visit by Medang Governor Ramsey Pariwa for inspection.
The Bolivar Primary School is located at Bolivar Village, Ward 4 of the Yawa local level government in Porgera district. Being located on the peripheries of the Porgera district and Angoram district in the north, is commonly known as Last Medang or First Sipik. Governor Pariwa's visit was appreciated by the locals, who claimed it was the first visit by the provincial member since independence.
Bila tokol sa mission on tupla yarta solobis. Pino si don no last PPS. Aremo right. We were in short block man on sana migen kisim block man. So was milus ni tinga Bolivar mino na block am today na imi bung. As man lo god. We come now and so much sa man blue batam. We got big thing lo about na supporting work education as well as solar plus sector also melt. Infrastructure, law and order.
He assured the remote community that an investigation would be done to find out why teachers who are assigned to teach at Bolivar Primary School are not present at the school but are on the government payroll. Medang-based Teaching Services Commission Officer Kenneth Kalai also accompanied Governor Pariwa. Kalai thanked Governor Pariwa for inviting him to travel along with him to the remote school to see and hear firsthand the problems, constraints, and challenges faced by the school.
Now, Mr. Nagba here, Mr. Thank you, Governor, you look sa the office for me, la making this like I talk sa yourself. You Papa I used to have case for Bolivar, me not see all report to black and not talking me. Hey, teacher is commission or teacher will not come out. Now I'm gonna talk sa Rolling Blossom, this lawatis mi holim. Mr. Wante Pamoma, Mr. Wante Waltitsa, let's show him interest for beginning.
Governor Pario was given the honor of opening a new double classroom at Buliwa Primary School, which the local people built using the tuition fee-free subsidy from the government. Governor Pariwa committed 50,000 kina to the school and assured the community of another visit at a later time to deliver the financial assistance.
Check na money yung ready tason. Management blame tason mi questioning. By pa lookout yung tisla money o no ka? Ni like him lookout him. Misawa you bigat nupla administration sorry. Nupla board. Bigat misawa you bigat nupla headmaster. You bigat nupla staff now by come lookout him. But me must come later na to question. You know like it tisla must come up.
Rita Kana, TV1 News.
Staff and students of the Divine Word University had the opportunity to explore what it means to have an entrepreneurial mindset during the Next Generation Entrepreneurship training held at DWU's Medang campus last week. Professor Song Hyun Mo and his team of professors and students from Handong Global University in South Korea, in partnership with DWU's Faculty of Business and Informatics, sparked innovative conversations, provided insights, and delivered an intriguing learning experience for participants. Dr. Martin Daniel, Dean of FBI, was impressed with the startup ideas generated by staff and students after the intensive week-long training. Staff and students were awarded certificates of completion, serving as both a motivational boost and a valuable addition to their CVs. NGET was organized by UNESCO Unit Twin, the Handong Institute of International Development and Cooperation, and funded by the Ministry of Education of the Republic of Korea and Divine Word University. A record of 2.5 tons of cocaine was seized last week off New Caledonia, the French High Commission in New Caledonia said on Thursday. The operation was conducted on 25th June by the Noumea-based French Navy Overseas Patrol vessel, some 400 nautical miles off Noumea, with aerial support from a reconnaissance Guardian Falcon jet from the French Navy. Approximately 2.5 tons of cocaine were found in the Panama-flagged vessel named SM Dante, which had left Peru in May and was headed to Australia. The drugs were packed in about 50 individual bags. Investigators believe that drug shipment was prepared to be dispatched aboard small outboard vessels near the target coast of Australia, following a well-established scenario known as rip-off. The federal court has found an Islamic preacher vilified Jewish people and breached the Racial Discrimination Act in speeches he delivered at a Sydney prayer centre. A peak Jewish body launched the case after the series of 2023 lectures were uploaded to social media.
Wissam Haddad gave this series of speeches including 3 lectures, a sermon and an interview at Bankstown's Al Medina Dawa Centre back in November 2023 before they were then uploaded to social media. Now, the Executive Council of Australian Jewry took him to court alleging material in those speeches breached the Racial Discrimination Act because they included negative imputations or meanings about Jewish people, including that they were wicked, scheming, vile and mischievous. But Mr. Haddad's lawyers argued in defence that the speeches were derived from religious texts, including the Quran, that they were delivered in private to a Muslim audience and they were not referring to Jewish people in Australia. Today, Justice Angus Stewart has ruled that material in these speeches did fall foul of the Racial Discrimination Act. He said they contained age-old tropes against Jewish people that are fundamentally racist and anti-Semitic. But he's also found that passages in the interview and the sermon contained critical things about the Israel Defence Forces in Gaza and about Zionism. The judge said the ordinary listener of that material would not understand those things to be about Jewish people in general, and therefore that material would not breach the Racial Discrimination Act. Outside court today, we heard from Peter Wertheim from the ECAJ, and he said this finding represents vindication for their case.
This case was not about freedom of expression or freedom of religion. It was about anti-Semitism and the abuse of those freedoms to promote anti-Semitism. People are free to engage in robust debate about international conflicts, whether their beliefs are true or false, informed or ignorant. But that does not include the freedom to mobilise racism as a polemical tool to promote one's views, to dehumanise and vilify entire communities or individuals on the basis of their racial, ethnic or ethno-religious identity.
As part of this judgment, Mr Haddad has been ordered to remove the material from social media and to pay costs. His lawyer, Elias Tabchuri, told us outside court that he never intended to insult anyone based on their ethnic origin.
The words he spoke were those from the scripture, and he maintains that he has the right to quote religious scripture, as all parties do. The court has found he has that right. Further to that, the court has found that simply criticising what the Israeli nation has done in Gaza is not anti-Semitic, and that position has been affirmed by the court.
Mr Tabchuri also told us that his client maintains that all of these speeches were based on scriptural references. Mr Haddad made no comment as he left court.
Authorities in New South Wales responded to hundreds of calls for help as a bomb cyclone brings destructive wind and rain to the state's coast. The weather system is causing flash flooding and power outages from the Hunter region to Illawarra.
Lord Howe Island first in line as a bomb cyclone moves towards the New South Wales coast. On the mainland, Sydney-siders battled the conditions by boat, by air and on foot.
How are you finding the weather?
Lovely, as you can tell. But I've got to say, this is quite extreme, even for me. Yeah.
The State Emergency Service has received more than 1,400 calls for help in the past 24 hours.
This system is a very dynamic system. It is fast moving and very different to recent events that we have seen in New South Wales.
The impact of the storm is concentrated from the Hunter region to the Illawarra, with warnings of isolated rains of up to 120 millimetres and winds of up to 125 kilometres an hour. The gusts were capable of bringing down trees like this one in Barrack Heights near Wollongong.
We have seen a lot more calls for requests of assistance, a lot of roof damage, trees coming down.
SES volunteers door-knocked in Wamberal on the state's central coast, telling residents to leave as erosion threatens their homes.
Just in a very nervous, vulnerable position. As you can see out there, it's about 2 metres from the house now.
The weather has left more than 16,000 residents without power and throttled airport operations in Sydney to one runway, resulting in 120 flight cancellations across the day. But the forecasters are warning there's more chaos to come.
We're certainly not creating a panic situation. What we want to do is create a strong awareness of what lies ahead.
Residents as far south as Gippsland in Victoria could see multiple waves of the storm before it eases up on Thursday.
And that ends the news segment. Up next, we'll have sports. Stay tuned.
Sabe tu olsem kondom em wambla way where you can abrusim seek HIV?
STI na unplanned pregnancy? Tingim, use him condom long right plaway. Stop safe na lookout him yet. Use him condom all get a time. Suppose you no save long HIV status long partner blong you, or suppose you got plenty partner. Use him condom good all get a time. Long haborus him sick HIV, STI na unplanned pregnancies. Use him condom, banis him yet na future blong you. This platok save ikam long National AIDS Council Secretariat.
The PNG LNG project has now generated more than 30 billion kina for Papua New Guinea since production commenced. Nearly half of this amount has been paid as tax. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levies and royalties are paid to DPE. For more information on direct and indirect benefits, visit PNG EITI's website.
Do you want the best? Digicel TV has it all. Enjoy the latest football. Oh, that's a brilliant strike! Premier League, La Liga, gets the shot away and scores! And FA Cup. Stay entertained with HSBC Sevens. One of the most extraordinary tries. Premiership Rugby and more. All in high definition. Not to mention international and local news. Home entertainment with a whole lot of Filipino drama and more. Subscribe to a 40-channel postpaid TV package for only 105 kina and stay entertained. But wait, there's more. With this package, you can watch Digicel TV on your mobile for free. No data cost and no additional subscription. Call us now on toll-free number 1515 to set up your monthly postpaid TV subscription today. Digicel TV. More channels, more choice, more value.
Mr. Russell, may mas isimsig niya sa bumili.
You survey yourself, you can put in one per complaint.
I'm not giving big the head. Online by doctor. Na, also one I'm supposed me on data solid kisimel.
You think him go through Sam? You like putting this plus sexual harassment report on Mr. Russell?
Who said you making this black complaint?
Joining BCFW now member blong me plan na stand up strong against him workplace harassment.
The rain is falling and the pressure is rising.
I got the moves, yeah, watch me fake out. I'ma take you out. Yeah, I was born for this. Roll with a fist, living on top of the beds. I'ma compete, they up on it.
Thanks for staying with us. Papua New Guinea's powerhouse female and veteran weightlifter Dika Toa bagged the country's first gold in the 54 kg division of women's weightlifting this afternoon, making Dika the 16-time Oceania champion. A superb performance from the women lifters continued on the day, claiming more medals for the country in the 53 kg category. Dika Toa claimed 2 gold and 1 silver. Ida Ovagi won 3 bronze. Later this afternoon, Moria Baru claimed 3 gold, marking a total of 9 medals for weightlifting. Early in the day, VAA continues its great performance with the women's VAA team claiming another medal at the 2025 Pacific Mini Games, finishing second in the V6 1500-meter open women's final with a time of 9 minutes and 16 seconds. They crossed the line behind Tahiti 8 minutes 50 and ahead of Fiji 9 minutes 22 in a strong performance this morning. In the men's team, PNG powered through the V6 1500-meter open men's final to secure silver, clocking in at 8 minutes. They finished behind Tahiti 7 minutes to 29 and ahead of Wallis and Fortuna 8 minutes 04 in the final today. PNG's track athletes and its team of 9 para-athletes are primed for a strong showing at the Pacific Mini Games in Palau when the competition gets underway on Friday. In-form sprinters Pius Whistle and Timothy Tuna will go head-to-head in the 100-meter, with the whole of the Pacific eagerly anticipating an epic showdown. PNG looks set to dominate the men's sprints, hurdles and relays. PNG sprinter Timothy Tuna is also the hot favorite for the 200-meter following his sensational 20.64-second clocking in Texas on May 1st. With Adolf Kauba and Daniel Ball expected to fight it out for the 400-meter gold and PNG fielding the same three athletes in the 400-meter hurdles who achieved a clean sweep in Honiara. The 4x100 relay does, however, throw up surprises when least expected, and nothing is ever certain in this event. In the women's, PNG's hopes on the track will rest with Scholastica Herman and Monica Kalua in the middle distance and Onisila Apkup and Patricia Kuku in the sprints. The absence of Leonie Beu and Adrian Monagi provides an opportunity for next-generation sprinters, Denlin Kinbangi, Joy Tieba and others to make their mark. The PNG medal haul is expected to be boosted by a strong para team that have prepared well in Port Moresby, including Manega Tapari, Regina Edward, Donna Longboat, Jerome Bunge, and Morea Mararos. The addition of a mixed 4x400-meter relay to the program is a bonus for PNG, given its strength in sprinting. New Guinea's women's table tennis team has won their quarterfinal match against Team Nauru and advanced to the semi-finals, where the table tennis competition is currently taking place at the 2025 Pacific Mini Games in Palau. The men's indoor volleyball team delivered a strong performance today, defeating New Caledonia 3-1 at the 2025 Pacific Mini Games. Men's table tennis team has booked a spot in the semi-finals of the Open Men's Team event after a dominant 3-0 victory over host nation Palau. Jordan's under-19 basketball team did not field a team against Israel in the Federation of International Basketball Association's World Cup and forfeited the game on Sunday.
Jordan didn't field the team over the weekend as a protest against Israel for an ongoing conflict with Palestine, both in Gaza and in the West Bank. 2 weeks before FIBA Under-19 tournament, Jordanian team officials were put under pressure by a pro-Palestinian party after learning that Jordan and Israel were drawn in the same group. Jordan requested FIBA to consider changing the draw, but FIBA did not. This action could see FIBA terminating Jordan's participation at the tournament, but according to the Times of Israel, the FIBA decided against the action to ensure the first round of the tournament is not disrupted. The Israel basketball team qualified for the FIBA Under-19 World Cup for the first time and was anticipating a welcome reception, but was treated to mixed reactions. This was not the first incident against Israel's basketball team at the tournament. In her game against Switzerland, fans stormed the courts with Palestinian flags disrupting the match. There have been other incidents of sport teams protesting against their Israeli counterparts due to the war. In April, Israel's under-23 fencing team won a gold medal at the European Championship in Estonia, but the Swiss team they defeated turned their backs during the Israeli national anthem. Dissatisfied Israeli basketball expressed that sport is a bridge between cultures and peoples and not a political arena. They are hoping similar things don't happen in the future and disrupt their participation in an international tournament. The 2025 FIBA Under-19 Basketball World Cup is the 17th edition of the FIBA Under-19 Basketball World Cup. The biannual International Men's Youth Basketball Championship is contested by the Under-19 national teams of the member associations of FIBA. The tournament is held in Lausanne, Switzerland from 28 June to 6 July 2025. Rex Lita, TVWAN Sports.
And that's all for sports. Now for the weather forecast. Southern region, Port Moresby, cloudy afternoon then evening with possible brief showers. Kerma and Alotau, cloudy periods with heavy showers, then rain and possible thunderstorms. Momase, Ley becoming cloudy with few showers and possible thunderstorms in the afternoon then evening. Wewak and Vanimo cloudy periods with rain showers and possible thunderstorms. New Guinea Islands, Rabaul and Kokopo partly cloudy with few showers and possible thunderstorms. Lorengau and Kimbe partly cloudy with few showers and possible thunderstorms. Highlands, Mount Hagen cloudy afternoon with some rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Mendi, Tari and Wabeg, cloudy periods with heavy showers, then rain and possible thunderstorms. Oceans forecast. Coral seas moderate to rough with southeast winds of 15 to 20 knots, reaching 25 to 33 knots at times. Solomon Sea, seas smooth to slight with south to southeast winds of 5 to 15 knots. Bismarck seas smooth with south to southeast winds of 5 to 10 knots. Pacific Ocean, seas slight to moderate with southeast winds of 10 to 20 knots. And coastal waters of southern PNG and Indonesian border to Daru to Kiwai Island to Port Moresby to Hood Point to Samari Island. Seas 1.5 to 2.5 meters, rising to 3 meters along strong wind warning areas. Waters of Medang to Wewak to Vanimo and northern PNG and Indonesian border, seas 0.5 to 1 meter. And that ends another edition of TV1 News. Have a pleasant evening. Bye for now.
The TV1 News was proudly brought to you by